obviously we're gonna have to do this. Definitely gonna have to do this. Good old Mortal Kombat 3 on Super Nintendo. Alright, here we go. The Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat 3. I totally messed up the smoke code, so that isn't happening right now. Let's just get started here. Of course, the Super Nintendo has significantly better sound than Genesis, but for some reason I just love the charm of the bonky donk. We won't be bonky donking here. So already it loses points. Yes, we're switching it to very easy, just for the sake of this video, so I can mindlessly play while I'm talking. We'll start out like we did in the Genesis, sort of. Yes, novice. Although it's got a lot of closer to the arcade in that aspect a little bit. Nothing could get the arcade. I want to say this right now because we're going to talk about this in a future video as well. For some reason, the battle plan in Mortal Kombat 3, no home version could ever get the battle plan music correct. Like, no home version. So, and that's not talking about like emulated versions and the most recent like arcade collection and things like that. It's not talking about that. I'm talking these old home versions, you know, Genesis, Super Nintendo, especially the PlayStation and the Saturn. Never got the battle plan music right. So weird. There we go. See, this one fades to black. I mean, whatever. Just kind of takes you out of the intensity of it all. Plus, the music doesn't change either. Music doesn't change either. Does it change on the Genesis? I didn't pay attention. I don't know. If it does, well then cool. I honestly did not pay attention. Can't remember, and I just played it. Alright. Really? This is how it's going to be on the first... Yeah, that's what I thought. I just did it. I did it! Whatever. Whatever. Come on. Next. All right. Whoop. Man, AI on Super Nintendo is even more cheap than the Genesis. They're both way more, like, they're cheaper than the arcade version. They don't get this bad in the arcade version until at least 4 or 5 guys in. But the game still plays nice and smooth. Obviously the colors are significantly better than the Genesis, but the Genesis did a great job with the colors and what they had to work with. I don't believe this. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. Of course, one thing I did not point out on the Genesis version is they actually say the names, they announce the names on the Genesis version, which was not the case in previous games. That would go away again in the future, but in that one, they did. Yeah. For some reason, I don't remember the AI being this cheap on Super Nintendo, but hey, maybe I just suck these days because I haven't played it in so long. I've only played the arcade game for, you know, I barely ever touched these versions. So, back in the day though, I got used to it. Got used to playing these ones, obviously. Go to the arcade, be there for a couple hours, run out of money, and then be like, well, guess I got to go home and play the home version. I miss those days. I really do. I miss going to the arcade, playing a arcade game, and then coming home and playing a shittier version of said arcade game. I miss those days. I really do. The good old days, man. There's just something about the charm of coming home from the arcade and playing a shittier version of the game that you just played in the arcade. Oh. That's funny. Right as the round ended, he fell down. I'm like, oh, no, I don't think so. Works for me. Hey, it worked. Once again, the names are not in the boxes. It's a weird graphical thing that probably somehow, I don't know, takes more memory on the Super Nintendo, and then they decide, well, it's better to do it this way. Whatever. They had to do what they had to do. Like I said, you know, the names in the boxes, I don't know why, but it used to bother the hell out of me when I was a kid. Seriously, I'm like, really? Why are the names out of the boxes? This is not arcade accurate, folks. That's how I thought back in the day. Come on now. Oh yeah. Man, it's just so used to playing it on the arcade all the time that now I'm like picking up a controller to play it, I think is really what the problem is here, folks. I haven't played these games on an actual controller, video game controller, in a long time. Yeah, this is... I'm so used to playing on an arcade machine for so long. Obviously, because I have the real machines. I'm just so used to it that I have not played these versions in so long, and now picking up a controller to play these games is just like throwing me off, man. It's really throwing me off. Oh well, it happens. The music though is obviously better. It's not bonky donk. If we're going by arcade accuracy, you know. I did not run. Now that spinning looked really weird. See, it's not... Definitely some animations missing on the spinning. I feel like the spinning was better on Genesis. Whatever. You're just going to get what you get with this one. The character sprites, they're about the same size as the Genesis for the most part. Blood looks a little better than the Genesis on here, of course. Of course it does. Really? Ay, ay, ay. Please don't uppercut. I don't want to... I ain't even going to have a chance. Oh, yeah. No! I'm hitting back forward low kick. Do you hear me? Let's go. Oh my God. What's a block button? I don't know. Especially, oh, Great. Thanks, asshole. I didn't want to see this stupid level again. Oh, Jesus. You knew that was flushed down the toilet before it even got started. Whatever. Now we're going to have to go through those levels again. Unreal. God. Trying to do Liu Kang's combo on a Super Nintendo controller. This ought to be funny. I used to be able to do it really good. Obviously I could nail it on the arcade, but on a Super Nintendo controller... Oh my God, I did it. I did it. Wow, was not expecting that. I whooped his ass in 2 seconds. Liu Kang's the answer. So totally was not expecting to do that with the block button up on top of the controller. Can I do it again is the question. Yep. Alright. Maybe I haven't completely lost my touch. Maybe not completely. I just did it. Come on. Like, I literally just did it. And it's like, no, you ain't doing it. Whatever. Let's go. Oh, no. No! No! God damn it! I do not want to go through these levels again and again and again. Fuck you, man. Don't worry, this shit annoys the hell out of me in the arcade, the actual arcade game too. Going through the same levels over and over again. Shit gets fucking annoying. God. I don't know why they programmed it like that. Maybe there was just no way around it, being that each level has to follow this one and then just doesn't. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Yeah. I'm gonna run out of continues on this one too, ain't I? Most likely. Oh God. Pure stupidity. Pure stupidity on my part. Come on. I got 2 credits left. Okay. Okay. Well. Oh, we'll go back here. See what we can do. Come on. Get it over with. Wow. Yes, sir. Even though these home versions did a good job for what they were, this was the one I got first as far as out of the Mortal Kombat 3 games. So when Mortal Kombat 3, the home version, came out, this was the first one I got, the Super Nintendo version. And I gotta say, the problem I have with it, there we go. The problem I had with it back in the day, when I was a kid, I'm like, it's cool, but like the music is almost too smooth. That's where the Genesis, you know, even though it's a significant downgrade, the bonky donk, it just seems like it captures the arcade a little bit more, even though it's actually not as good music in this. And the reason I say that is because this version, the music seems almost too smooth, where the arcade version, it's very hard-hitting and punchy sounding, right? Well, you kind of lose some of the punchiness in this version because everything is a little too smooth. Even the punches, you know, when you're hitting and doing combos and everything else, it all just kind of has a real whooshy, smooth sound to it. You can even hear the whooshing and the smoothness about it. It's fine and all, but back in the day, it really bugged me because I wanted to have it be more hard-hitting sounding like the arcade, of course. Don't get me wrong, it has a hard-hitting sound, but see, it's just it's missing something. But of course it is, because it's a much shittier version, home version of the arcade game. Shitty, not meaning the game is shitty because it's just shitty, but comparison, and you know, by comparison to the arcade, it's a significant downgrade. Still a fun game to play, obviously. I played the ever-living hell out of the home versions back in the day. Like I said, for obvious reasons. But I think it did a fine enough job. Even Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo is a little, the sound is a little too smooth. And I don't know if anybody's, really, dickhead? Really? I don't know if it's just, It's just the Super Nintendo, the sound processor in it, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot they could do about it. Most Super Nintendo's games have that kind of smooth sound, and that's fine. It sounds great on most games. But back in the day, I just remember being like, man, it's kind of missing that edge because of that. Whereas the Bonky Donk on Genesis captures that edge a little more, but the Bonky Donk version is a little bit more of a downgrade than the Super Nintendo version, so it's kind of like, yeah, you get what you get, and you kind of like, well, you can have this, but you can't have that, but you can have this, but you can't have that kind of thing. Neither here nor there. Probably why I ended up owning both of them back in the day, because, well, hey, why not? Oh, it's this one. No, no, no. I remember now. This one, it's tough to pull off the jump combo on this one. Again, it could just be me, and I'm just better at this with an arcade stick instead of a controller, which is very possible. Very possible. Now, see, that was complete stupidity. That was complete stupidity on my part. There we go. There we go. There we go. Fatalities in this look good, you know. Unlike the Genesis version where things just explode and there's nothing or they disappear. Of course, they couldn't have all the objects on the screen at the same time, which is why they disappeared on the Genesis version once they hit the ground. But, yeah, you know, everything looks good for what it is. All right, come on. This ain't happening again. This ain't happening again. Thank you. We're not having what happened on the Genesis version happen here. Let's go. Oh, I only have one credit left, or I don't have any left. I don't know. So this is it. This is it. It could happen again. That's just great. That's just great. Oh my God. No, not what I wanted to do. No. Why do I keep doing that? There, that's what I wanted to do. There we go. No! Really? Ay, 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 let's go. It's gotta happen, it's gotta happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. Not for me. Come on! Really? Come on! Thank God. Yikes, that was close. Alright, here we go. I know, it's on easy and I'm making it seem like it's such a hard thing. The AI is so weird. It's so totally not like the arcade where the progression is the way it is. On here it's very all over the place. But when it really wants to be a prick, it's a total prick. Needless to say. Much like that round. Well, might as well forget that. Yeah, I know. Oh, come on. Not gonna happen. Nope, nope. Don't you. God damn it. Oh well. Hey, at least we made it to Shao Kahn this time. I have a hell of a time playing these games on regular controllers. Man, it is something. It's like night and day, going from the arcade machine to this. Wow. Oh well. Well, I guess that's it. That's it. Mortal Kombat 3, home versions. Alright, well there it was. Mortal Kombat 3 on Super Nintendo. It is what it is. It is what it is. Good. Better not come out. I know. We still have to do Ultimate MK3 on Genesis. And we will. We will.